Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Waco High School Gymnasium for this district showdown between the Waco Lady Lions and the Ellison Eagles. The Ellison Eagles, under their head coach Sherry McKinnon, comes in with a record of 14-7. They are 6-1 in district play. Bourbon Brown's the head coach of the Lady Lions. They are 10-13 on the year and 3-5. The starters being announced, you just saw Alina Simon for the Eagles, along with number 4, Ariana Fawkes. Also starting is number 5, Evelyn Lozano, a sophomore. Number 15, Nyla Mobley. And number 24, DeAmbria Wyatt. So you've got 3 seniors, a sophomore, starting for the Ellison Eagles, along with 1 junior. Now the starters for the Waco Lions under Bourbon Brown. Starting off with sophomore number 3, Shay Cobb. Number 11, Ed Tasia Cortez. Also have number 20, Sarah Thibodeau. Number 22, Ivory Scott. And number 33, Katura King. Those are your starting 5 for the Waco Lions tonight. Lions come into this contest after a win at Killeen this last Friday. 38-26 the score there, and picking up their 3rd district win of the season. Started off district play with 3 consecutive losses at Ellison, at Midway, and then at home at Hawker Heights. They did beat Coppers Cove in there, so it was 2 wins, then a loss, then another loss. They beat Shoemaker back on December the 31st. And here in the month of January, they've lost 2 and won 1, so trying to even up their January mark. Katura King going to jump center for the Lady Lions. Before we get started, Irvin Brown wants to talk to our official. Apparently, Katura King had on the wrong jersey. She was wearing number 32 instead of number 33. So she'll get on the proper number and everybody will be okay. She'll jump against Nyla Mobley. Mobley, a junior for head coach Sherry McKinnon. I think we're set to go. High school basketball played in 4 8-minute quarters. Waco High controls the tap. Cortez working the right side. Bounce it out to Thibodeau, gets it to Ivory Scott. She drives into the paint, gets it outside to Cobb. Cobb looked at the left side baseline, didn't decide to do anything there. Good defense here by Ellison to stop any penetration, but finally headed for the basket and scoring. Well, not scoring is Thibodeau. We got a foul on the floor before the shot. Foul called on Evelyn Lozano. Her first foul, first team foul. Waco High misses the basket, and now Ellison goes on offense. Back to Simon and on the right side. Down to the corner. Shot taken, but off the iron and too strong. Fawkes unable to hit there, and finally Katura King able to corral the rebound. King from the left wing. Thought about a 3, but pitches it down in the corner. And now we have a timeout called by the official. Not sure what the problem is for Shara Thibodeau, but she leaves the court, and taking over is Renea Carpenter, a sophomore. Bounce pass stolen away by Evelyn Lozano on the fast break. The pass is just a little too long. And Waco will inbound from their defensive end. Ivory Scott to trigger the inbounds pass. Cobb trying to get free. Finally, they'll get it in. Cortez had a little trouble with it. Gets it back to Scott. Scott gets it across the timeline, double team. Back it goes to Cortez. Cortez back to Scott. Ivory goes into the circle and bounces it off glass, and good for the first 2 points of the game for the Waco Lady Lions. Ivory Scott's just a freshman, so she'll be here a while playing basketball for Waco High. Eagles moving the ball, getting into the paint. Shot put up by White, no good. Waco fights for the rebound. Stolen away by White. White goes to the hoop, loses it out of bounds. It'll still be Ellison's ball. Played 2 minutes and 7 seconds and just have 2 points on the board. Waiting for White to tie her shoe. Inbounds pass is White puts up the shot, no good, but the foul's going to be called on Katura King. That'll be her first and team first. But it does send Mobley to the line to shoot a pair. Misses the first one. There you see the head coach, McKinnon, talking with Cambria White. Second free throw also missed. Waco still up 2-0 on the one basket so far by Ivory Scott. Tasia Cortez looking to reset the offense. Scott from the right side almost has her ball taken away, gets it off to Cobb. To the left side from the corner. Shot by Carpenter is good. Just a 2-point shot. Well, Renea Carpenter has her first two and gives Waco a 4-0 lead. Ellison trying to work it inside, but so far they can't get it into the big girl. Ball saved from going out of bounds. Now they finally get it into White. The shot is blocked. Waco controls it. Tasia Cortez has the ball knocked away for the moment. Gets a little help from Ivory Scott. We're going to call jump ball or a foul. Foul's going to be called on 15, Nyla Mobley. That'll be her first. Got subs coming in for Waco High. Notice that Faith Watson checked in, number 32. Cobb going to the baseline quickly, now has to throw it back out to Carpenter. She'll take the three. It's off the front of the iron. Cobb can't control the rebound, and quickly down court with it is Lorenzo. Her left-handed layup is good. Evelyn Lorenzo has the first 2 points of the game for Ellison. Waco on top 4-2, and we're just about to reach the halfway mark of our first quarter. 3-on-2. Waco finally breaks that press. Gets the ball down court. Elia Clark has it stolen away. Ellison on the run. Into the corner, three-pointer on the way, and good for Alina Simon. Her first basket, and Ellison has their first lead at 5-4. And now we have a timeout called by Bervin Brown for the Waco Lady Lions. This team started out with a 4-0 lead, but now Ellison on the strength of baskets by Evelyn Lozano and Alina Simon, have taken the lead at 5-4. Ellison Eagles did not play on Friday. They had the district bye on Friday. They have won their last 3 district matches in a row going back to December the 20th. They won at Shoemaker 58-34. To start January, they went to Belton and won 37-12, and then 1 week ago they topped Killeen at home 52-31. Back to action. Ellison still in the full court press. Cobb gets it off to Cortez. And Cortez will get it across the timeline, take it all the way down into the paint, pitches it back outside to Watson. Cobb thought about the 3, but wouldn't take the shot. Now she gets it off to King. King puts up the shot off the back of the iron. Watson with the rebound out to Cortez. And Cortez will reset the offense. King goes to the right baseline. Tries to get it back out outside the Cobb. Cobb drives in, puts up a shot that's no good, and it's rebounded by Ellison. Ellison now on the fast break. Lorenzo going to the basket, lays it up. It's no good, and the blocking foul going to be called on Edtasia Cortez. That'll be her first foul. Second team foul. You see there's 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Ellison with a 5-4 lead, looking to add more. Good look there at Evelyn Lorenzo. And she misses the first of the 2 free throws. The sophomore Lorenzo eyes it and can't hit that one either. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Waco's ball. Again, Ellison in the full court press. Waco looking to break it. Passes it into Katura King. A long pass. It's a little too long for her teammate, Thibodeau. Ball goes back to Ellison. Waco High scored the first 4 points. Ellison the next 5. Ellison in no hurry. Just Waco in a 1-3-1 zone here. Pitches in the corner. Lorenzo thought about the 3, but got double teamed and decided not to. Drives the baseline, puts up a shot, and good. Evelyn Lorenzo has 4 of the 7 points on the board for the Eagles. Cortez corrals that pass with 2.5 left to go in the first quarter. Waco down by 3. Cortez drives up off the glass, no good. Rebounded by King, who puts up a shot, and then we got a jump ball, I believe. Yep, a jump ball between Cortez and Deja Brown for Ellison. And down on the play is Alina Simon. Gets up slowly and thinks she's going to go to the bench. .219 left to go first quarter. Low scoring quarter. So you can tell by our scoreboard there with Ellison on top 7-4. Waco staying in that 1-3-1 zone. Trying to protect those 2 tall players there at the free throw line. Drop it down low. Waco collapses on it, and traveling is going to be the call on Deja Brown. Brown and Mobley kind of playing a twin post for Ellison, and Waco defending that with a 1-3-1 zone. Ball gets away from Cobb, but she's able to control it. Double teamed and bounces it off an Ellison Eagle to maintain possession for Waco. Smart play there by Shay Cobb, who's just a sophomore. She played for this team last year as a freshman. Bounce pass stolen away by Lorenzo. Shot put up that goes over the backboard by Deanna Reed. So Waco High will get the ball and can run the baseline if need be to get the ball in. Again, full court press. Ball's knocked away. Defense there by Mobley. Bounce pass gets into Cortez. Cortez pass is stolen away by Lorenzo. Her shot is put up but blocked by Scott, and then Lorenzo picks up the foul. And Lorenzo picks up her second foul. 3 team fouls. Substitutions for Waco High. Checking back in is Ashara Thibodeau, along with Faith Watson. Get the ball into Cobb. Cobb gets it off to Scott. Scott to Cortez. Cortez will wait for the rest of her teammates to get there. Picks up a pick from Watson. Gets it over to Ivory. Scott goes to the paint but pitches it back out to Cobb. Cobb to the near side to Cortez. Goes back out to Thibodeau. Thibodeau drives the paint, now pitches it off. Ball lost inside by Thibodeau. Lorenzo controls it for Ellison with less than a minute to go in the quarter. Three-pointer on the way and good by Ariana Fox, a senior. 10-4 our score. Now the ball gets away. Ivory Scott able to get control of it, but it took more than 10 seconds to get across the timeline, so the turnover gives the ball back to the Ellison Eagles with a chance to add to their 10-4 lead here at the end of the first quarter. Again, Waco scored the first 5, but Ellison the next 10 here in the quarter. Ellison most likely will go for the last shot here. Waco has gone to a man-to-man defense. Driving the baseline, shot is no good and rebounded by Watson. Jump ball called on the alternate possession. Waco High will get the inbound. Underneath the Ellison basket. It'll be Ellison getting the inbound underneath their own basket. They get it in to Brown. Brown walked with it, trying to get around the defense. So now there's 10.2 seconds left in the quarter. Katura King going to check back in for Waco High. Cobb double teamed in the backcourt. Gets it off to Scott. Long pass down court to Thibodeau. Thibodeau tried to get it to King, and it goes out of bounds off of Waco High. And just 0.6 seconds left. Not sure that Ellison can do anything with this. But sure enough, that's going to be the end of our first quarter. So the Ellison Eagles lead the Waco Lions after the first 8 minutes by a score of 10-4. This game being recorded for rebroadcast on Waco ISD TV on January the 14th. This is a Tuesday evening at the Waco High Gymnasium. As of this date, Midway and Harker Heights lead the District 12 6A standings with 7-1 records. Ellison is in third place at 6-1, a half game back as there is a bye in the schedule due to the fact that there's 9 teams in the district. Temple in fourth place at 4-3. Copper's Cove is 4-4. The Waco Lions come in at 3-5. Then Shoemaker at 2-6, along with Belton at 2-6. And the Killeen Kangaroos are winless so far in district action at 0-8. Harker Heights, though, has the most wins of anybody on the season with 22 wins against 5 losses. Midway has 20 wins and 5 losses. Copper's Cove, 19 wins and 7 losses, but again, just 4-4 in district action. About ready for the second half to get underway. Waco High will inbound it. They get it into Shea Cobb. She'll set up the offense to Thibodeau, to Scott. Scott on the left side, back out to the top to Cortez. To Thibodeau now to the right side. Thibodeau puts up a shot from just, that's Ivory Scott that put up the shot and gets the 2 points. And she's got 4 for the game now. Quickly down court, Ellison answers with White putting up the layup for her first 2 of the game. Shot by Scott way off the mark. And apparently that shot by Ivory Scott a moment ago was a 3-pointer. As our score is now 12-7. Ellison working the ball up. 3-pointer from the top of the key is good for Evelyn Lorenzo to give her 7 points in the game so far. Now a steal. Thibodeau gets her pocket picked. Ellison drives to the right side. Now back out top it goes to Fawkes. Fawkes drives in from the right side, pitches it out to Lorenzo. She tosses up another 3 that's no good, and the ball will go out of bounds. I'm not sure if he called a foul or what he called there. I'll put up fingers. Normally they walk over to the table whenever they call a foul. Tira King going to the backboard, puts up a wild shot that's no good. Cobb, shortest girl on the floor, comes up with the rebound, gets it out to Thibodeau. Her shot's off the mark, but it goes out of bounds off of Ellison. Carpenter returns to the game for Waco High. Very young team for Bourbon Brown. Pass into Cobb. She puts it up in off glass, no good. Lorenzo has the rebound for Ellison. Waco High has gone to a man-to-man defense. Cobb working against Lorenzo. Lorenzo gets free, puts up the layup. It's no good, and King has the rebound. Gets it off to Carpenter. Carpenter takes it down to the offensive end. In the corner to Cobb. She drives the baseline, puts up a layup that won't fall. And White has the rebound for Ellison. We are in the second period of play. Ellison with a 15-6 lead. Drive to the bucket by Simon. No good. King with the rebound and the outlet pass to Cobb. Cobb takes it the distance, but travel. Oh, we're going to have a charging foul called on Cobb. Shea Cobb picks up her first foul. And now they've corrected the scoreboard. Apparently that was not a 3-pointer moments ago by Ivory Scott, just a 2-pointer. So it's 15-6 and a timeout call. Good look at the head coach for the Lady Eagles, Sherry McKinnon. And now the huddle for Bourbon Brown and his Waco girls. We're ready to come out of the timeout with 5:21 left to go in the second quarter. Thibodeau going to give some resistance at the timeline, but easily getting by that is Simon. Simon bounce pass inside to Brown. Brown's turnaround jumper is no good, but gets her own rebound. Shot put up and no good, and fight for the rebound. Ellison is able to control it. Andrea Ford came out with it. Pitch in the corner to Lorenzo. Her shot's off the iron and no good, and Cobb has the rebound. Cobb just seems to be in the right place in the right time to get those rebounds. Gets it outside to Scott. Over to Carpenter. Carpenter drives to the right baseline, then turns around, now gets it back outside to Cobb. Cobb to Scott. Scott trying to drive in, but was cut off. Cobb looked at the three, but didn't take it. Scott will take the three, and it's good. Ivory Scott gets a three-pointer this time, gives her 7 points in the game out of the 9 scored by Waco High. Maya Carpenter has the other 2. Mentioned a very young team for Mervyn Brown this year. He's just got 2 seniors, Edtasia Cortez and Vanessa Pearson. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 freshmen on the squad. Ellison trying to work the ball inside. Gets it off to White. Pass is knocked away, and Katura King able to control it. She's going to try to go coast to coast with it and has it knocked away. And a nice defensive play by Ford. 3.5 left in the first half. Waco trails Ellison 15-9. Work it into White against King. Double team thanks to Carpenter. A shot from the top of the key. A three-pointer is good for Leandria Ford. So now the Eagles have doubled up the Lions. 18-9. Ball fought for at the baseline and saved, but Ellison controls it. Quickly down court, putting up the shot that's going to go off the back of the iron is Simon. And Waco controls it with Cobb, the baseball pass to King, and her layup is good. Katura King has her first 2 of the game. Makes it a 7-point contest at 18-11 here in the second period. To the baseline, shot partially blocked by King. Rebound swatted out of bounds by Scott. Nice job by Katura King to stop that from being points. Watson checks back in for Waco High, along with Kira Bass, a sophomore, coming in for Ellison. As Katura King's going to get a rest. Also back in for Ellison is Ariana Falks. Cortez triggers the inbound pass. Trying to get it up. She took more than 5 seconds. And the ball goes back over to Killeen. Got to get that ball in within 5 seconds. Got to get it across the timeline within 10. Inbounds pass to White. Her turnaround jumper no good. Watson couldn't get the rebound. Ellison controls it. Bounce pass is knocked away for the moment. Shot put up is no good. Rebounded by Edtasia Cortez. Cortez goes to the left side, puts up a shot in the paint, and is fouled in the process. So Edtasia Cortez is going to get a couple of free throws here. Good shot at Edtasia. She hits the first one. Thibodeau coming out. Ivory Scott back in. Cortez will get one more. That one doesn't fall. Ellison controls the rebound. They're up by 6. Under 2 minutes to go in the half. Turnaround jumper put up in off glass by Alexis Stockard, who just teched into the game. She's one of only 4 seniors on the Ellison team. Waco answers back, though, with Edtasia Cortez putting up the shot and in. Nice job of working the ball in, but even better job by blocking the shot by Watson. Faith Watson, one of those 4 freshmen on this Waco squad. Cortez loses the ball, trapped at the corner. Lorenzo misses the layup, and Cobb has the rebound for Waco as we've approached the 1-minute mark left of the first half. Long pass, touch pass back out to Cortez, and it's good. Tasia Cortez has 7 points in the quarter and it made it a 3-point contest with under a minute to go. Ellison looking to get a free shooter. 40 seconds left from 3 points off the mark. White gets the rebound, pitches it back outside to Stockard, but she can't get it to fall, and Cobb with a long baseball pass to Watson, who puts the shot up off the paint, gets her own rebound, pitches it out to Cortez. Her 3-pointer is off the mark. Scott chases down the rebound, but Ellison able to control it. There goes Lorenzo again, and she kicks it out of bounds. Just could not control the dribble down the court. So Waco has 11.1 seconds left to this first half. A 3-pointer could tie it in intermission. Wholesale changes for Ellison as Alina Simon and Deanna Reed check in. Carpenter checks out for Waco. Ivory Scott triggers the inbounds to Cobb. Cobb will get it across the baseline, and they say she carried the ball. 6.5 seconds now left. 3-point game, but Ellison has the lead and the basketball. Lorenzo back into the game, taking over for Reed. Also see Stockard checking out. Waco High will check Carpenter back in. I think we got our players set. Now we're ready to get back to basketball with just 6.5 seconds left here in the first half. Waco to go to a full court press to try to deny the inbounds pass, but they get it into White. Excuse me, that's Brown, 32. Shot off before the buzzer, and it's good by Alina Simon, who ends up with 5 points and able to give Ellison a 5-point lead at 22-17 at the end of the first half. Stay tuned, second half of action coming up in a moment right here on Waco ISD TV. Welcome back to our second half of action here at the Waco High Gymnasium between the Waco Lady Lions and the Ellison Lady Eagles. Halftime score has the Eagles on top by a score of 22-17. Leading the way for Waco High in the first half was Ivory Scott with 7 points. Tasia Cortez had 4 and 2 apiece for Anaya Carpenter, Faith Watson, and Katura King. Evelyn Lorenzo led the way for Ellison in the first half with 7 points, 5 points for Alina Simon, 3 points each for Leandria Ford and Ariana Falks, and 2 points for Alexis Stockard and Deambria White. Underway with the second half, Waco High working the basket to your right. Thibodeau tried to drive in but was fouled in the process. She'll go to the line to shoot a pair. Ashara Thibodeau, one of the 4 freshmen for Bervin Brown this year, along with Essence Watson, Ivory Scott, and Faith Watson. This is that free throw off the back of the iron. Thibodeau held scoreless in the first half. This is her first opportunity at the free throw line. Gets that one. Makes it a 4-point game at 22-18. For some reason, the clock's not moving as we continue play here. Shot put up and good off glass by Alina Simon. Gives her 7 points. Now they finally start the clock. Good job by Cobb to bounce that one off the leg of an Ellison Eagle to keep possession for Waco High as she was trapped at the sideline. Ivory Scott inbounds it to Cobb. Cobb will drive to the right side, but cut off there by Fawkes. Cobb trying to penetrate any way she can, but unable to do so. Tries to get the pass into Scott. Foul's going to be called on Nyla Mobley. She had 2 in the first half and 1 here in the second. Cobb sees an opening, drives, tries to pass it off to King, but King can't control it. Out to Thibodeau. Thibodeau has the dribble knocked away, and now here goes Ellison on the fast break, and Alina Simon finishes it off with her second basket here in the second half, and she's got 9 points. 26-18 our score. About a minute and a half into the second half. 3-pointer by Cobb off the mark. Ellison rebounds, but they throw the pass away. Or did it get knocked away? Apparently got knocked away, so they're going to give the ball to Ellison. Not sure the Waco High folks agree that it was knocked out of bounds off of Waco. And Tasia Cortez giving defense as Fawkes gets it across the timeline. Passes it out to Lorenzo, to Fawkes in the corner for the 3-pointer that's off the iron and no good, and Cobb has the rebound. Shea Cobb has a knack for getting in the right spot to get rebounds, though she's the shortest player on the court. There she has another rebound there on the offensive board this time. Gets it off to Scott, to Thibodeau for a 3-pointer that doesn't fall. Excuse me, that was Cortez with the. Now Lorenzo drives to the basket. Cortez with the rebound. Cortura King waiting for it, lays it in. King now has 4 points. And Waco gets to the 20 mark at 26-20 with 5.5 minutes left to go in our third quarter. Bourbon Brown getting 3 substitutes ready to come into the game. Fawkes drives to the left side, bounces it down low to White, and White with the easy layup now has 4 points in the contest. Ivory Scott going to slow it down a little bit for Waco here. Killeen's in a man-to-man defense. Cortez looking to drive to the baseline, gets it off to Thibodeau. Thibodeau bounces it inside to Cobb, and Cobb's going to be fouled. Or was it a jump ball? I think they call it a jump ball. An alternate possession. So for Ellison, you get Deanna Reed, Myra Satchel, and Deja Brown into the game. Simon with the inbounds pass to Reed. Reed picked up by Carpenter, who just checked into the game for Waco High, along with play number. I'll figure out who that is in a second. Shot put up by Lorenzo is no good. And that's Elia Clark, number 5, that entered the game for Waco High. You see her guarding at the top of the key. Bounce pass down low to Brown, no good. Puts up her own rebound and able to get it to fall. Deja Brown has her first 2 points of the game. Makes it a 10-point contest. Ellison on top. Getting close to the halfway mark of our third quarter. Cobb with a 3-pointer has it blocked. Able to get the ball back. Waco keeps control. Trying to get under a 10-point deficit. Long pass to Ivory Scott's going to go out of bounds. Ellison Eagles will be able to inbounds the pass. Down low to Brown. Her shot will fall. Asia Brown has 4 points all here in the third quarter. She's a junior for the Ellison Eagles head coach Sherry McKinnon. Baseline drive. Passed it off. Shot put up no good. Clark unable to come up with it. Now we have a jump ball call, and it'll stay in the possession of the Ellison Eagles. Nope, my mistake. I believe that's Waco High's ball. 12-point lead for Eagles is the largest lead in the game so far. Scott gets it into Cobb. Cobb will shoot the three-pointer and goes off the back of the iron, and now we have a foul called underneath. Pushing foul called against, I believe that's going to be number 15, Nia Mobley, and that'll be her 4th foul. Katura King back in along with Thibodeau and Cortez for Waco High. Apparently that push was against a Waco player. 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Ellison trying to add to the largest lead of the game, 12 points. Rebound fought for and won by Reed. She pitches it back out top. A three-pointer put up no good. Simon, though, with the rebound and the putback, has 6 points in the third quarter and has 11 points for the game now, and it's a 14-point advantage for Ellison. Waco has only scored 3 points here in this third quarter, while Ellison has put 12 on the board. Thibodeau from the corner, pitches it back out to Scott, over to King. King will drive the baseline, tries to pitch it back out, and has it stolen away by Deja Brown. And Ellison takes it the other way with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. They're on top by 14. Drive in and a travel call. Evelyn Lorenzo, sophomore point guard who has 9 points. So I make that 7 points in the contest. Gives the ball up on the turnover. With some substitutions back into the game as Carpenter returns for Waco High to give Cobb a rest. Down low on the back door. Carpenter can't hit it. And Ellison controls the rebound. Simon brings it down. Picked up by Cortez. It'll give and go to Simon, and she has the basket. Gives her 8 in the quarter and 12 for the game. Make that 13 for the game. Waco High facing its largest deficit so far at 16. Three-pointer on the way and good from Edtasia Cortez to give her 7 points. Her second three-pointer of the night. Under a minute now. Waco playing a man-to-man defense, more of a sagging man-to-man. Ellison trying to work the ball in, but will be content to run as much clock as they can with this 13-point lead. To the basket they go, and Brown has an easy layup. Deja Brown with 6 points all in the third quarter. 20 seconds left third quarter. Waco High trails 38-23. Thibodeau bounces it over to Carpenter. Carpenter puts up the shot that's good. Carpenter has her second basket of the night. Gives her 4 points now. 7.7 seconds left. Waco High is going to inbounds from underneath their basket. Cobb comes back into the game. Take over for Thibodeau. Ivory Scott with the inbounds, looking for a three-point basket maybe here. Got 4 to shoot. Scott puts up a long three that's off the glass and good at the buzzer. Ivory Scott with the long distance three gives her 10 points and closes the score to 38-28, a 10-point lead for Ellison at the end of the third quarter. Next action for the Waco Lady Lions will be on Friday, right back here. I'm sorry, they have this Friday off. It's a bye week on Friday. They'll be back here 1 week from tonight, Tuesday, January the 21st, when they will host the league-leading Midway Panthers. They will finish off the schedule by going to Copper's Cove. They will host Harker Heights on the 28th before they go to Shoemaker on the last day of January. First game in February will be at home against Temple. Their only road game in district play in February will be at Belton on the 7th, and then they'll finish the regular season at home against Killeen. Again, they enter tonight's play with a record of 10 wins and 13 losses and 3-5 in district action. These two teams played the very first district game against each other this year at Ellison, with Ellison coming away a 20-point winner, 48-28. So Waco High has already matched its point total of its last meeting with Ellison through 3 quarters, but they're down by 10 as we start the fourth. And Ellison gets to inbound the ball. Good job of stealing it away by King to get it off to Scott. Cobb will start the Waco comeback here maybe. Ivory Scott stop, pop, and good. Ivory Scott's come alive here with 12 points now in the game. They cut the deficit down to 8. It was as much as 16 at one time, and Waco once again comes up with the turnover. Scott with the hot hand inside the arc, puts it up off glass, no good. King sends the rebound back out to Cobb. Cobb will drive in, pitch it out to Cortez, who puts up a shot that's no good. Gets it off to Carpenter. Carpenter thought about the three, gets it back outside to Cortez, and he'll slow it down. Carpenter over to Scott. Scott looks to drive the paint, but she's cut off by Simon. Pitch in the corner to Cobb. Cobb brings it to the paint, off to King. King puts up the shot from the right baseline, no good. And rebounded by Ellison. Fawkes carries the ball. Once again, a turnover gives the ball back to Waco as they try to continue to cut into this Ellison lead. They were up by 5 at halftime, up by 10 at the end of the third quarter. Again, won by 20 when these two teams met earlier this year in the first game of district play. In the corner to King. King will drive the baseline, cut off, try to get the pass to Thibodeau, and it's knocked out of bounds, lost out of bounds by Waco. Waco will give full court pressure. Ellison able to get the pass in. Simon with the bounce pass in. Back to Simon. Pushes it outside to Fawkes. Fawkes gets it down low to Mobley. Mobley has the ball knocked out of her hands for a moment. Mobley to the right side, steps in, gets her own rebound, puts it back up, and it still won't fall. And King comes up with the rebound. Long baseball pass to Cobb. Cobb stops, lays it up and in. Shay Cobb gets her first 2 points of the game. She's been very active in rebounds, but Waco High has the lead down to 6 at 38-32 with 5:47 to go. They were outscored in the first quarter 10-4. Waco came back in the second quarter to outscore Ellison 13-12, but Ellison led at half 22-17. Waco was able to put 11 points on the board the third quarter, while Ellison put 16 on the board. But Waco High having to come back here in the final period, trying to erase what at one time was a 16-point lead for Ellison. Waco trying to win for the fourth time in district play. Ellison trying to stay in contention in District 12 6A. With Midway and Harker Heights, they all have one district loss. Get it to Lorenzo. Lorenzo with the bounce pass to Brown, which she traveled in the turnaround to the basket. Remember, Brown has 4 points in the game, but came up empty that time. Ellison with the full court pressure. Ivory Scott will take it across midcourt, get it back to Cobb. Cobb in the corner to Cortez, put up a shot that was no good, but Cobb with the rebound and the putback, and she'll get one more. Shay Cobb, the feisty little sophomore, has 4 points and has the lead down to 4 for Ellison. As Ellison checks in Leandria Ford and Deja Brown. And Cobb will get her first chance at the free throw line. Trying to bring her point total to 5 and make it a 3-point contest, a one-possession game. Cobb off the mark, though, but gets the rebound. Ventura King will put up the 2-pointer that's off the back of the iron, no good. Rebounded by Carpenter for Waco High. Cortez off to Carpenter. Her 3-pointer on the way, rolls out, and Ellison comes up with the rebound. 4-point game, 38-34. Again, Waco was down by as much as 16, but we've got 5 minutes left to play here. And Waco High making a fighting comeback. Cobb with the great defense. Ball goes to Lorenzo. Ellison content to look for an open shot here. Tries to drive the basket. Shot put up and no good. Rebound fought for. Brown finally picks it up, puts it up, but was the foul on the floor before the shot. They do say the basket is good. So give Deja Brown 2 points to give her 8 for the game, and she gets another shot from the free throw line. Lead back to 6 for Ellison at 40-34. Thibodeau back in for Waco. Carpenter gets a rest. Brown hits her first and only free throw attempt of the game to give her 9 points. And give her team a 7-point lead. Cobb pitches it down the corner to Thibodeau. Thibodeau back out to Cobb. Foul going to be called on Ivory Scott. I've got that as her first foul. Carpenter going to come back in for Waco. Ellison finally able to get the ball in off the pressure. Lorenzo thought about the 3. He gives it off though, and the 2-pointer from the free throw line for Ford is good to give her 5. Leads back up to 9. It's down to as little as 4 at one point. Was as much as 16. Cortez with the 3-pointer. A little too strong. There's Cobb once again getting the rebound. Pitches it out to Scott. Her 3-pointer's no good. Again, Cobb has the rebound. And a timeout called by Waco High. Well, it's just pure positioning by Shea Cobb that allows her to get the rebounds that she gets. I'm sure the rebound totals are going to be in her favor tonight. She has been in the right position to get a bunch of rebounds, both on the offensive and defensive board. She only has 4 points in the game, but she's definitely been an asset as a rebounder. And again, she's just a sophomore. Very young team for Bourbon Brown this year. He has 2 seniors on the squad, Elia Clark and Vanessa Pearson. Oh, excuse me, Tasia Cortez, also a senior, so 3 seniors on the team. Ivory Scott to inbound. And the kick of the ball is Thibodeau tried to get it over to Scott. And Simon got a foot on it. Waco will inbound once again. Scott brings it out, gets it off to Thibodeau in the corner. Excuse me, that's Ivory Scott in the corner. Scott drives into the paint, puts up a shot that's no good. And Brown has the rebound for Ellison. Ellison looking to get a double-digit lead once again. It was down to as little as 4 after being as much as 16. All knocked away as Thibodeau tried to steal it, and it goes out of bounds off of Ellison. Waco High will get the throw in. Scott from the left side. Gets it in the corner to Cobb. Cobb tries to drive, cut off, out to Scott. Her three-pointer hits the iron, and there's Cobb once again for the rebound, but he has it stolen away by Ford. Ford dribbles through traffic, gets it outside to Simon, and they'll reset the offense. Under 3 minutes left to play. Simon with an easy drive to the bucket. With the underhand scoop, lays it in. She's got 15 points in the game. Thibodeau back out to Cobb. Cobb from the right side of the baseline, drives under. Tight ropes the baseline, throws it out to Thibodeau. Her shot is no good, and now a whistle. And the ball out of bounds on Waco. And we have a timeout called. So we got 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the game. It's an 11-point lead for Ellison at 45-34. I'd like to acknowledge our Waco ISD crew working the game tonight. On the floor, we've got Jesse Maldonado working one of the floor cameras and Ricky Mazza working that floor camera. And then up in the bleachers, Tyrell McSpadden taking care of the camera work. Thank you, guys. Appreciate your work. Also like to thank our executive producer, Jesse Pateo. Irvin Brown sends his troops back out to the hardwood for the final 2:20, trying to avoid the season sweep by the Ellison Eagles. We won the first meeting 48-28. Ellison was looking pretty strong in the third quarter when they were able to get as much as a 16-point lead, but early point of this fourth quarter, Waco made a comeback and got that lead down to as little as 4 points before Ellison started making a comeback. Ellison inbounding. Simon will get it across midcourt. And Coach Sherry McKinnon says, play back. We're not trying to score. We're just trying to run time. Brown outside the arc looking for someone to pass it to. Finally hands it off to Simon. Simon picked up by Carpenter. Gets it off to Falks. Ball taken away, though, by Waco High. Carpenter on the run with it. Excuse me, that's Cobb on the run with it. Loses her dribble, but able to pick it back up. Off to Ivory Scott, in the corner to Thibodeau, down low to King. It's knocked away though and goes out of bounds off of I didn't see an indication as to whose it is. Looks like it's going to be Waco High's, and Edtasia Cortez checks back in. Ivory Scott needs to get it in. Passes in the corner to Cobb. Cobb from the baseline puts up the shot off the back of the iron, no good. And Fawkes has the rebound for Ellison. 1.5 minutes left to go. Waco trails by 11. Brown in the corner. Content to run time as they just keep running around outside the arc. Simon picked up by Cobb. The only way Waco's going to get the ball is if they foul somebody. No shot clock in high school girls basketball, so Ellison content to just run as much clock as they can here. Waco in their man-to-man. Finally we get a foul called on Edtasia Cortez. We're not in the 1-and-1, so that doesn't necessarily help. Just Ellison will get the ball out of bounds. And under a minute to go. Waco hoping to maybe to steal the ball off the inbounds pass. But they get it into Brown, who is not guarded. Fawkes. And we have a ticky-tack foul once again called on Cortez with 46 seconds left. That's just the 5th team foul against Waco High. Tura King checks out. Again, Waco hoping to maybe steal an inbounds pass here, but unable to do so. Renzo gets it over to Ford. Back to Falk. Cobb looking to take the ball away, unable to do so. Pass it over to Lorenzo. Ellison just playing keep away here in the final minute. And doing a real good job of doing so. Carpenter trying to take it away from Ford. Unable to do so. And now Ivory Scott comes out to commit the foul. But we're still just going to get an inbounds pass. And Ellison just has 10 seconds left to run off the clock here in the fourth quarter. One more ticky-tack foul, this one by Carpenter, and we're finally going to be in the 1-and-1. Evelyn Lorenzo will get a chance from the free throw line, where she's 0 for 2. She's got 7 points in the game, all of those in the first half. Able to hit here. Making a 12-point lead at 46-34. Ellison now going to vacate the lane with just 4.2 seconds remaining. Renzo hits that one well. She goes 50% at the free throw line, 2 for 4. Gives her 10 points, or 9 points for the game. Half-court shot by Cobb is going to be short. That's going to end the contest. So the Ellison Eagles come away with the 47-34 win over the Waco Lions. For the Ellison Eagles, that keeps them in contention in District 12 6A with a 7-1 record and ups their season record to 15-7. The Waco Lady Lions, meanwhile, dropped to 10-14 on the year and 3-6 in district play. Once again, our final score is Ellison 47, Waco 34. For our entire Waco ISD crew, I'm Mark Smith. So long from the Waco High Gymnasium.